I'm Harpika. Today I'm going to discuss the concept of data type, keys and constraint in a SQL language. First of all, I will let you know what is data type. So whenever we have to put something in our attribute, it should be defined what it is type is. So what kind of data in a column can hold, that is called a data type, and it helps us for the validation and the memory optimization. Next, we will learn why it is important. It is necessary because it forms the foundation of our database design. It is utmost important when we are storing something. It should be of accurate type. If we are going to store wrong data, so our database is not maintain the integrity of our data, which is not good for a great database, or this that is not a strong foundation of a database. So next is when you are going to prepare for your interviews, DBMS exams, or a different type of a SQL project, it is play a crucial role. At the same time, when you are preparing any type of real world type app, where you need to consider the correct data and structure. So it is very important at that time to use the accurate and correct data type. So common data types is first is the integer type. So integer is the whole numbers. Like I want to store the age of some student in a student table. At that time, I will use a integer. Next is the float. I want to store the marks of some students. So it is not always in the integer forms. Sometimes it is in the point form, 10.53, 3.25 something. Then I will use a float. Next is the varchar. So varchar we use the when we want to combine our character and the integer data type together. So for example, if I want to store the email address of an student in our table, at that time I will use the concept of the varchar. Next one is the char. So when we store the name of some students, or any type of information where the letters are only requirement, at that time also I will use a char data type. Next is the date. To mention the date of birth, the date of joining as an employee in a company, the students in a college, and the date of resignation, something that we store with the format of date. Next is the boolean. Boolean is only store two type of value, either true or false. When I want to just mention, okay, student is pass or fail in a particular exam, at that time I will use the boolean data type. Next will come the concept of keys. Now keys are used to uniquely identify the records and links in a table. So there are many type of keys that we use. The most important ones are the primary key, foreign key, candidate, and unique key. So let's discuss about the concept of primary key. So primary key help us to uniquely identify each and every row in a table. Here table means a relation, and along with that it also makes sure that value should not contain any null. That means the combination of unique plus no null is become a primary key. Then foreign key, when we create a database, so in our database we have not a single table, it is always the multiple table. If I am talking the example of a student management system, so student is not alone the part of a student management system. There is a student, there is a department, there is a faculty table. So these are the three main table. Also we have some another tables associated the marks or academic record we can say. So if I just consider these four, so that means to create any database, we require more than one table. So that tables, when we making sure that there should be some relation existing between them. To make a relationship, to build a relationship between or among the tables, we use the concept of a foreign key. Example, we have a two tables here. One is a student, second one is a class. So in a student table, we have a three attributes: student ID, name, class ID. Similarly, in a class, we have a two attributes: class ID and subject. So here in a students table, because every student have unique ID as well as it is not null, so we define it as a primary key. So you can see we have defined the student ID as a primary key. So next one is we want to define in the class also the foreign key. So class ID act as a primary key in a class table, but it act as a foreign key. So act as a foreign key in a student table. So that is the thing. So we make a relation between the two table by using the concept of keys here. So the two more keys that are also important, that is the candidate key. So in a one relation, what happen, we have a multiple combination that can act as a primary key. That means if I combine one key with one attribute with another one, so it can also uniquely identify our values in a row. We can use it as a candidate key. So that means that is not a single key, they are multiple. But from among them, we choose one primary key. And when we are choosing a primary key among whatever all the candidate keys are present, we make ensure that it should be minimal. That means if candidate key has a three keys, the potential to act as a primary key. So in the first key, it has a one attribute. In the second, it has a two, then the three attribute. So I always take the minimal where it acts as a primary key with the help of a single attribute. Then the unique key. So in the unique key, it should define every value uniquely, but it also contain a null. That's the reason it is different from the primary key. So next one is the constraint. So constraint define the rules and to on our database, and it maintain the accuracy and integrity. So it is basically enforced by the DBMS concept. The DBMS stand here for database management system. So we have a various next are the types of constraint, and the first one is not null. So, well, every field should contain some value. It should not be not null. Then the unique, no duplicate value in our table, in the column. Then check must satisfy a condition. Like we mentioned, sometime a condition age should be greater than 18. Students in the first division who have got more than 80% marks, like that. Then default autofill if no value is there. Let's take an example. Some students not appear in a MST1 exam. Then what we will do? So by default, we will fill a zero value in their marks. Then primary keys, so it should be unique and not null. So again, we take an example, student roll number, then foreign key link one table to another table. And now there is a one example where I mention all the constraints that are used. So the here the exam in this example, the name we create a table. So table name is a student. Then we define the first attribute we need to write. This is basically the command how to create a table in our database. We are going to implement that in the next class in the PostgreSQL server. But before that, there is a one example. Just you need to consider like how we define any constraint in our table. So we mention a primary key in the end. Then it means that the name should contain some value. Every student should have some name. Then age, every student age should be greater than or equal to 18. Email address, we use a unique. Every student have a specific unique ID. Even you have seen when you are going to create your Gmail account, if you try to put your name and if it is already existing in the database of a Gmail, they will not allow you to create with that one. They give a suggestion and like combine it with some integers or uh, um, add more character in it to make it unique. So then again the status. So some students are not appearing in the class. That means they are deactivated for particular class, and if they are present, so by default we set it if we have not mentioned something. So by default all the students are active in a class. Then most important is the interview question. So difference between a unique and a primary key. So difference between unique and primary key is I already mentioned that it should be unique as well as not null for the primary key. Okay, and for the unique, it contains some null value. At the same time, the next three questions are for you guys. So you have to give me an answer in the comment box. And if you face any difficulty, let me know. I will cover in some another video. So, but you have to prepare these questions by yourself and let me know uh, what what is the answer of those ones. Now next is when you appear in some technical interview round in a company, so they sometimes ask this type of question: what is wrong with the creation of this table? So you have to find an error, look in this example and let me know in the comment what value is missing or what is wrong with this table orders. The name of the table is order. You can check it here, and you can take a reference of the another example of a student table that I mentioned earlier in the slides, and just compare and let me know if you face some difficulty. And what you have to do, guys, you have to create your own table with all the constraint, and in the next from next class onwards I am going to let you know how you can work practically in on the PostgreSQL. You can use MySQL if you want, and if some student have already installed with that, that's also a good idea. Otherwise I have given a one video where I have let you know how to install the Postgre server, as well as how to PGA admin graphical user interface. Next, subscribe this channel to follow the series and to get better command on the SQL queries, and comment below any type of query. Thank you so much everyone.